Hi, I'm Candy and I'm with the Clermont County Public Library. I have a short tutorial for you today on how to create a journal jar just to get you started with journaling. It only takes a few supplies, maybe some decorative scissors that you can use to cut out your journal entries before you glue them into your journal. I have different pens. You can use decoupage. It doesn't matter what type of decoupage you use. And if you don't have any of that around the house, you can just use some glue and that works just as well. I've created 3 journal jars for you just as an example. One of them is you can just take a mason jar and if it has an embossed side on it, you can color in just to give it a little bit of creativity. Another jar that I've decorated, I used some old pages out of a book. For teens, I thought, well, I would take some pages from a graphic novel, and there's a lot of color. You can cut out different shapes, and you can decoupage those to the jar. And if you want to make it a little three-dimensional or fun, you can glue some things on top. Another idea is if you just have a favorite jar at home that you're not using, you can also put your journal entries in that jar, and it's like a decorative piece on your desk. The journal jar entries are very small. You just cut out the edges. You can use your scrapbook scissors just to give it a little decoration. And what helps with the journal entries, it helps you with creativity, like just giving you some suggestions on what to write about. If you want to, you can create your own journal entries and then just cut them up on your paper and put them in the jars and pull them out for later use. Or if you just happen to think of something but you don't have time to write it down, just write it on a piece of paper and just stick it in your jar, and you can pull it out of your jar later and start writing about it. Or if you would like more suggestions, that you can Google journal jar entries and you will be able to find some out there. There are journal entries for adults, for seniors, for teens, and even for those students who are just beginning to write and you want to find something to help them with starting creativity and writing about their thoughts. So here's a jar that I already started, and I wanted to show you the side that I completed first, because when I start the process of putting like the tissue paper on this side, you'll see that the jar just doesn't really look very pretty. It looks white. It looks like what I've done so far is not gonna look anything like the finished product. So I just wanted to show you how easy you can decorate a jar with decoupage. First, put the decoupage on the jar and it'll look like a milky film on the side of the jar. And then you can go ahead and take tissue paper. That works because it's a lightweight paper. So if you want to stick anything on your jar and you want it to adhere well to the jar, make sure the paper is kind of lightweight. It makes it easier to apply and it'll stick on your jar better. So when you first do this, this is kind of how it will look, and you just put the decoupage over top once you apply your tissue paper. And then you can go ahead and let it dry. Maybe the next day, if you want to embellish your jar a little bit, I have these cute little flowers that I found that are just stick-on. It more like scrapbook supplies may work well for this type of project. And if you just want to, attach them to the jar loosely like that, that's fine. I have some little gems that I attach to the jar. But if you want to make your embellishments stick to the jar, you can also cover those with the decoupage too. You could use fabric if you wanted to. You can just find anything around the house that you just want to maybe repurpose. And like I said, you can use any jar that you have. If you don't want to use a jar, you can use a vase, just anything to help you get started. And another suggestion that I have for you is if you have trouble, like, you want to get a journal and start writing in the journal and you really want to stick to it and you have trouble sticking to it, what I found for myself is I kind of thought, well, I could either do this once a week, like on a Monday or Friday, or like the first Sunday of the month, just maybe create a little schedule for yourself and, a way to help you stick to writing a journal. This concludes our craft activity for today. Thank you for visiting our website and viewing this presentation. Have a good day.